Episode 3, Rome, Engineering Power and the Cost of Dominance. The blueprint of every superpower. Stone roads stretching beyond the horizon, legions marching in formation, coins stamped with imperial authority. At its height, the Roman Empire controlled nearly the entire Mediterranean world. 3 continents, millions of people, unmatched military power, unrivaled infrastructure. Rome did not just conquer, Rome organized. And in doing so, it created the blueprint of modern superpowers. But Rome also teaches a warning, because the same tools that built its dominance eventually weakened it. What made Rome different? Many empires conquered territory. Rome perfected systems. Rome understood something revolutionary. Power is sustainable only when structured. They built roads connecting provinces, aqueducts sustaining cities, legal systems standardizing governance, tax systems funding expansion. But one innovation stands out above all: currency standardization. Money as a tool of empire. Rome introduced widely accepted coinage across its territories. The silver denarius became trusted across vast regions. This did 3 things: simplified trade, increased economic integration, strengthened central authority. When a currency is trusted, economic friction decreases, trade accelerates, taxes become predictable, military payroll becomes efficient. Currency was not just metal, it was psychological trust. And trust is the foundation of economic dominance. Infrastructure as control. Rome built over 250,000 miles of roads. Roads were not merely for travel, they were economic arteries. They allowed rapid troop movement, fast tax collection, trade flow between provinces, cultural integration. Infrastructure multiplies power. This pattern repeats centuries later. British naval dominance, American interstate highways, modern global shipping networks. The lesson? Control the routes, control the economy. Expansion requires money. Rome expanded through military campaigns, but expansion is expensive. Soldiers must be paid, weapons must be forged, borders must be defended. At first, conquest paid for itself. New territories brought gold, silver, slaves, taxes. But eventually, expansion slows. And when expansion slows, revenue growth slows. Yet expenses remain. This is where pressure begins. The beginning of currency debasement. As costs increased and silver supplies declined, Roman leaders faced a problem: how to maintain spending without sufficient resources. Their solution was subtle. They reduced the silver content in coins. The denarius gradually contained less precious metal, but the face value remained the same. At first, few noticed, but over time, prices rose, trust weakened, inflation increased. Currency debasement is not new, it is ancient. When a government spends beyond its productive capacity, it often adjusts the currency, not always visibly, but structurally. Internal strain. Economic stress leads to social tension. Taxes increased, military loyalty weakened, political corruption grew. The philosopher Marcus Aurelius, one of Rome's last great emperors, warned about moral decay and internal weakness. Rome's greatest threat was not invasion, it was instability from within. Divided leadership, economic pressure, loss of public trust. When trust declines, power erodes quietly. Overextension. At its peak, Rome stretched from Britain to the Middle East. Managing such vast territory required enormous resources. Overextension is a recurring theme in world powers. The more territory you defend, the more resources you must allocate. Eventually, the cost of maintaining dominance exceeds the benefit of expansion. This is not sudden collapse, it is gradual strain. Borders weaken, authority fragments, confidence declines. The transfer, not the end. Rome did not vanish overnight. The Western Roman Empire declined in 476 AD, but its systems survived. Roman law influenced Europe for centuries. Roads remained functional, administrative models were copied, currency concepts evolved, power shifted, the structure adapted. This is the key lesson. Empires fall, systems evolve. The modern parallel. We must be careful here. History does not predict the future, but it reveals patterns. Rome shows us, infrastructure builds dominance. Currency trust sustains it. Overexpansion strains it. Currency manipulation weakens trust. Internal division accelerates decline. These are structural observations, not accusations, not predictions, patterns, and patterns deserve attention. Ancient wisdom. The Roman philosopher Seneca wrote, "Prosperity is not without many fears and distastes, and adversity is not without comforts and hopes." Rome's prosperity created complacency. Its power seemed permanent. But permanence is an illusion history repeatedly corrects. The blueprint. Rome is not just a fallen empire. Rome is a mirror. It shows how. Economic strength creates expansion. Expansion creates cost. Cost pressures currency. Currency pressures trust. Trust determines longevity. In the next episode, we move from land empires to trade empires, from swords to ships, from territorial dominance to financial innovation. Because the next great powers will discover something new. You do not need to conquer land if you can control trade, and that changes everything.